Several years ago, I made a video on teaching your dog the perfect fetch, which was helpful to a lot of viewers. But I also noticed in the comments that many people were still having a hard time teaching their dog this skill. So today, I'd like to give you a few more tips so that you can be successful in teaching your dog the perfect fetch. If you haven't seen the original video where we break down how to teach your dog to fetch, check that out first so you get a big picture view of the whole training plan. I will link it in the description box as well as at the end of this video. The first suggestion that I have is to actually forget about fetch. You might recall that fetch is actually a number of different individual behaviors grouped together into one that we call fetch. The dog has to run to the toy, they have to pick it up, they have to turn around and bring it all the way back to you. So focus on getting those individual behaviors really solid first before you attempt to put them together. Resist the urge to jump ahead, focus on the foundations, you will have a much better fetch at the end of the day. One person commented that when their dog sees the food rewards, they lose interest in the toy. That's actually okay and might even be a good thing. What we want is to show the dog that there is a way to get to the food, and it comes by first interacting with the toy. We want to help the dog realize that if you show any kind of interest in the toy and interact with it, that earns a click and a reward. So your dog can look at it, they can paw at it, they can put their head down on it, they can even sit on the toy. Okay, maybe not that last one. Remember that at this stage, we are shaping your dog's behavior, getting gradually closer and closer to the target behavior, which is to actually pick up the toy. Make it easier. Your dog will get there eventually. Dogs that are clicker trained tend to be very savvy and will readily offer behaviors when they're presented with the opportunity to do so. But if your dog is not there yet, that's okay. Take your time with it. You might even want to teach them something else for a little while and come back to this. Sometimes it helps to first work on a few simple tricks. If you'd like to learn more about how to do that, check out my playlist on dog tricks. Some people found it hard to get the dog to mouth the object. What might help with this is to try and capture the behavior. This is when we wait for the behavior to occur on its own and then mark and reward it as soon as it does. So be on the lookout for when your dog naturally puts things in his mouth, and be prepared to mark that moment with a click, or if you use a marker word, using that and then offering your dog a reward. You can also encourage mouthing behavior by giving your dog something that they already like to mouth. Some dogs will go after a toy if it's thrown, so that might be another way to get them interested and excited about it. Now, one of the most common problems that people have with teaching their dog to fetch is getting the dog to bring the object back. Most dogs are happy to chase after a thrown toy, but don't always want to bring it back. This is also the reason why we back chain the retrieve part of fetch first before we start throwing the object at a distance. What this does is it makes the delivery of the toy very rewarding for the dog. They also have more of a history of reinforcement around the delivery by the time you get to putting it together with the other behaviors. But as always, the key here is to ask for a very small piece of work and make it very valuable to your dog. Just look at how short these retrieves are. Give, yes. Give, yes. So start small, get the behavior really solid, generalize to lots of different objects, generalize to lots of different environments and contexts, and then add the distance to your fetch. So the goal for many people teaching their dog to fetch is to be able to enjoy this game outside. It can be a great way to tire out your dog, but this brings its own set of challenges. The outside world is full of distractions and things that we cannot control. Your dog may find other activities more appealing than playing a game of fetch. And because we can't force our dog to bend to our desires, we have to be thoughtful about how we approach this potential problem. If you'd like to learn more about how I structure a game of fetch with my dog around distractions, check out my video specifically on that topic, which I will also link at the end of this video. I hope you find some of these tips helpful in training your dog to fetch. If you learned something valuable today, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and let us know in the comments below, what would you like to teach your dog to do? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.